Your mod roll. Well, I think I forgot it at home, Hedge. I'll let you know when I go get it. Oh, I need my water. Welcome to those who are new or new-ish. There's a chat over on the right-hand side. There we go, just like that. So ask any questions related to diet or fitness, or unrelated, but I don't know how well I can answer the other ones. Best split is the one that works for you and your schedule. Uh, Now, a less high level answer, uh, if you're training strength based or for powerlifting, generally a 4 day split's going to be a little better. You want your rest days for the CNS. Hypertrophy is going to be better with more frequency, so between 4 to 6 days. Reason being, frequency is king. But that doesn't mean that an upper lower split can't be effective. The hell are you saying, Mr.? Give me 1 second. Let me get my water, and we can talk about splits. Ba, 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 ba. Basically, just ask a question. I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. We can have people come up, chime in. Now, let's go more in depth to the last question. I was asked, what is the best split? Well, let's find out. Let's get paint open. Alright. Thank God, found out from Plague. We can type on this out. Alright, you want to build muscle. You've been doing PPL. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, rest. Okay, so you're doing a PPL X Arnold, if I'm reading that correctly? No. Okay, you're only hitting legs once a week, but you're doing PPL, chest, back, arms. Is that correct? Alright, so right off the rip, what goes into the best split? Schedule, super important. If you want to do a 6 day split and you know that you can only really consistently go 4 or 5 days a week, that 6 day split probably won't work well for you. So this is the biggest factor in what split you want. Now, some common rules. I'm going to put rules in quotes. Another important thing, frequency. It's okay not to train daily, though. When you rest, resting is important. That's where the growing happens. So if we're not resting normally, we're not growing, at least from a hypertrophy standpoint. Oh, Hedge, sorry about that. I hope your headache goes away. I was really looking forward to the unhinged shit. And I can't see your full name. Give me 1 second. Creaky floorboards, got it. Alright. So, creaky floorboards. Whatever's fitting your schedule, this is important. So, as of right now, your current split, you're only hitting legs. one time per week. That's supposed to be 1x. There we go. One time a week, which we would love to see if we could bump that up to 2 somehow. So if we're only training 5 days a week, maybe instead of PPL chest back, we could do an upper lower. So you have your push, you have your pull, you have your legs. We have 2 days remaining, upper body, lower body. This would ensure that you're hitting each group 2 times a week versus the leg single time a week. So for you particularly, this may be your best split. Yeah, we can pop into form check too. Upper is chest, back, arms, shoulders, and abs. Certainly can be. Upper can be, you want to kind of cover your bases first. So start with your compounds first. Then work your way down. Well, so that's why we're starting with these first, right? So if you do, you know, one free bar chest movement, like incline bench, something like bent over rows, right there we're hitting, you know, most of our chest and back with those 2 exercises by themselves. We can transition to some sort of shoulder press, which is also more front delt. Now we're adding side delt as well. With our rows, we've hit rear delt, so shoulder bases are covered. Triceps are being worked with both those presses as well. Now you can add an additional pull down or something. We don't need to craft a whole split, but just to draw some light, that adding 3 to 4 compounds may be followed by 1 or 2 isolation. That's 4 to 6 exercises. You could certainly hit your whole upper body, and it won't take you that long. I tried a calorie deficit today, but I'm not nearly getting enough carbs. Well, let's get those carbs in. What's going on? Where are all your carbs at, IJVW? Yeah, what the heck? Creaky floorboards. Let me know if that helped at all, or if you have any follow-up questions. I'm going to take Loan's advice, and we're going to go into the form check. Loan, did you have any in particular? Maybe like Sandworm's 585 squat. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. That guy's a beast. I know, he's nuts, dude. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's 600 pounds should not move that quick. Alright, so you're eating yogurt, milk, meat, and you had potatoes. Okay. So where are all our calories going? Oh, okay. Jack wanted to come. By the way, if anyone wants to come up, more than welcome. Also, Fred, I don't know if you noticed, but your roll changed. It's the same color. Is always walking affecting your gains? Are you walking more than 10 miles a day? That's for you, Yosef. You're walking more than 10? Alright, are you walking more than 20? You can usually get away with between, you know, 10 and 20 miles. We're talking walking, not running. Big difference. So, your different forms of cardios, you're going to have light impact versus high impact. With the light impact, you're going to be able to get away with, a lot more distance, a lot more time without it affecting recovery at all. Now, if you're running 10 miles a day, that might affect your recovery. If you separate your cardio as well, so if you're just walking at work or on your own outside the gym, that should have zero impact on your recovery for your time spent in the gym. See you, Fred. Now, or something like stair climber, right? I don't know who I was talking to about this yesterday. Maybe it was Rich. But does cardio kill gains? The answer is no. Not if you're doing low impact or you're just walking. What made me, alright, two-parter, what made me start going to the gym? I watched, let me see if I can find it. I watched a strongman documentary with Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall. And this is before I realized that genetics and PEDs were a thing. So, I'm not the biggest lad. So strongman's probably outside my move set, This one right here. It was about half Thor, Eddie, and Brian. And that's what got me into lifting. And what started the Discord? Tired of seeing fake information flying around online and everyone trying to scam people. So I was just hoping that I could create one little safe haven in the pocket of the internet where people could go and get actual advice for free. Oh, yeah, my 20 grams of creatine. Dang it. Shoot, I forgot my 20 gram. Well, you could. One way to get more carbs is just by eating lower fat, whatever. It seems like you're eating a lot of dairy. Just get like reduced fat, frees up some calories for more carbs. Dude, Fairlife fat free. God bless this country. It's so goaded. 80 calories a cup. Can't beat it. Yeah, I mean the bulk and cut is gonna differ for everyone. Now, bulking is different. You know, eating for the actual calorie surplus to gain more muscle, or are you eating because excuse to eat some junk? Because I certainly do that on occasion. But like if we're actually on a program, it's okay to have a cheeseburger. It's not gonna kill you. What's up, Super Veggie? I wouldn't say that that's a yes or no answer. If you're, it's all gonna depend on how your cut went and all that. Did you take a maintenance phase? And I wouldn't just put a hard number on how much to gain. You should gauge your bulks and cuts as they progress. So like if you're feeling a little stiff in your clothing and whatnot after 8 kg, are you gonna put on that extra two? Or if you're not liking the way you're looking, don't push that extra weight on just because that was the number you set. Does that clear things up a little bit? There's always this eeriness when I'm waiting for someone to type. Speaking of bulking cutting, this one might only go until about 6, unless we get sidetracked on something, because I gotta go to the store with fish, and I don't want her waiting around too long. Oh, Amar, yo, dying on squats, man. What is what does the duck have you pushing? Yeah, yeah, man. You gotta. One thing that isn't considered a lot when people are gaining weight is how you feel in your current clothing. You don't want to have to buy a whole new wardrobe just because you gain an extra couple pounds. Over it. Well, glad you didn't die, dude. It's crazy. Losing balance on squats probably scary. Yeah, you're breaking through the medium shirt plateau. It all depends who makes them too, man. There's some there's some wild differences in clothing sizes. Dang, bro's getting paid to hit bench PRs. Also, if you guys want to come up and speak, you're more than welcome. It doesn't have to be always through the chat. First thing in here, creaky floorboards. The FAQ should be the first question up top. Talked about it in a previous session, but essentially, you are for isolateral or isometric, you're going to focus on the weaker or smaller side first and then match it with your right. Now, it will slow down the development of the right side. We're using the left as an example. Or if you're doing compounds, you want to be attentive that you're pulling equally with both sides. Those are going to be the two big ways. All right, see you, Super Veggie. Oh, we got a little competition going. Yeah, I'm excited to see all your results because I know Zeal has had some interesting progress. He's like tripled his old max, not weight wise, but rep wise. So he has a new max for a rep PR, and it's only been about 3 weeks. So I'm excited to where I think you guys are doing 12. So I'm excited to see where it ends up. Wanted slower growth before I go. Is it okay if I'm growing slower on my right side due to my disability? What is your disability? Do you have a There's less fat naturally swollen. Oh, gotcha. Are there different levels of cerebral palsy? I would imagine, right? Where you can be minorly affected, moderately affected, majorly affected. Gotcha. Then I would say that would be to be expected, right? Sure. I have not worked with anyone with cerebral palsy, but I have seen some inspiring videos of people with it hitting like a long time sought after PRs. So good on you for still getting after it though. But yeah, I think if it's to be expected, you have this disability on your right side, there is a chance that you're gonna, develop a little slower. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Keep at it. And good work as well, creaky floorboards. Alright, have a good night. And creaky floorboards, do you know about progressive overload? Saul Swindon. Is that a Pele press loan? Pele press? So I'm not dude, fucking Brave sucks, man. Yes. Or Paloff press, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So it's kind of cool. I used that for a woman I trained for pickleball. It's a cool core exercise. Yeah, here's the name of it if you want to look into it more. It's a pretty interesting exercise. It's really good for sports that involve rotation. It's also just a generally good exercise for holding that stability. So in case people don't know what he's talking or I'm talking about, kind of looks like this. So you can do it with a cable. You can also do it with a resistance band, which is neat. And you can also add some rotation in there. That makes it a different exercise. But keeping that core stability while you're doing the press, very good carryover for certain sports. Anything with rotation. Yeah. That's when I would use it. Anything like when I'm training for disc golf or training someone for pickleball or whatever. I'm sure it has other, like I wouldn't necessarily use it for chest development, because even though you are pressing, your chest is going to be able to outperform your abs in this case, and even your arms. But this will be my last thing probably for the night. So creaky floorboards. We'll tune in for a second. Alright, we're gonna do one more. So this is what I'm about to go over is like a staple of lifting. So this is called progressive overload. Now I'm going to give you a rundown on how it works. So you hit the 16s today, right? How many reps did we hit the 16s for? I'm assuming also we're talking about kg. We hit 16s for 6 reps. Pretty good. So that's good. That means you have, at some level, some sort of control. Now, do you have 14s that you worked with before this? How many how'd you hit that for? How many have you hit that for? You did 14 for 12. Perfect. All right. This is actually a great use case. So this is what we can do. For hypertrophy, I'm going to do it HYP. Hypertrophy is short for basically like gaining muscle or building muscle. All right. In order to gain muscle, we need to hit a certain rep range. The rep range is 6 to 30. Now that seems pretty big, and it is. A more realistic rep range is going to be 8 to 12 or 8 to 15. All right. So we're hitting the 16s for 6 and the 14s for 12. So we can say, all right, well, if I'm hitting the 14s for 12, our next set is going to be 16s for 6. Do you have an intermediate of 15s? I'm going to assume not. If you don't have one there, then you can go about it. Okay, they go up in 2s, so that's fine. So if our 12 range is giving us 6 here, then we can shoot for an 8 to 15. It's kind of long, but it's bicep curls, so it's okay since it's our isolation exercises will usually have a little higher rep range. So let's say in the future we shoot for 8 to 12. Sorry, 8 to 15. So when we hit 14s for 12, we know we can hit 16s for 6. So if we can hit 14s for 15s, we know that we can hit 16s for 8. Or at least I'd like to assume so. So until you're here at the top of the end range, you can't quote unquote level up or progress upwards. You can try it for shits and giggles like you have been now. You know, you hit the 16s today, it's a PR. Everyone loves a PR. But if you want to know that you're ready before next stage, this is the concept. So you want to, when you're starting a new weight, you want to be between 6 and 8. And then when we're ready, or when we want to know when we're ready, if we're hitting between 12 and 15, we can then move up. So before you try the 18s, try to get at least 12 to 15 with the 16s. And if we look at Fred Durst, right? He hit 236 squat for 8, which is really good squat. Same thing can be applied, right? 236 for 8 reps. If he's squatting, oops, maybe we're shooting for 5 to 8 reps, right? So we know that he could then, top end of his rep range, bump up the weight a little bit, and then start climbing back up to that rep range for a higher weight. It should be applied to every lift you do. Uh, 1 kg is equal to 2.202 pounds. Yeah, but if you're in America like I am, these things don't matter. It's only about freedom, baby. That's it. This is all you need to know. Pounds on pounds. All right, Fish has returned, so I'm hopping off. Creaky Floorboards, if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to ping in chat. I'll get to them at some point tonight. And Lone, give the Pallof press a try. See how you like it. It's still interesting to, work with it, even if you're not using it for a specific goal. Just give it a shot. All right, thanks, guys. I will catch you in the next one.